Hello fellow old schoolers and welcome to the tournament of the Eel Castle Cup 2.0. Now I'm going to go over a bit of context for these next few games, or there's a lot of games actually, and I know that some of you guys and girls would prefer to just cut the chit chat and go straight to the deck text or the match itself, so I'll put down a timestamp in a comment below so you can just press that particular timestamp and go to the preferred section. As for the rest of us, let's get into it. The Eel Castle Cup was a tournament held last weekend in Denmark, and we reached our max capacity of about 54 players pretty damn quick. So I think the tournament features about 52 players because there was a couple of guys that couldn't attend anyway, and that's usually the case when you have so many players. And we also got visitors from Norway, which was pretty damn epic. The guys from Farmstead MTG paid us a visit and attended the tournament as well. Now, usually I make these tournament reports from start to finish, but there's been a huge hiccup here. And I just wanted to get that out of the way immediately, that there were 3 players that didn't want to get recorded in the top 8, and that actually made it so that the most of the matches of the quarterfinals, all the semifinals and the finals could not be recorded this time. So in essence, we have a tournament here with the Swiss, and we have no end recorded. So we'll look these games over just as individual games. There can't be a tournament report here, and obviously that makes it a bit sad. There are different reasons for people to choose as they do, and I had said in the beginning of the tournament that it was free if people wanted to get recorded or not. So, but I have to take this into consideration if I'll continue to do this, because there's a lot of work in managing the cameras while you're playing in a tournament. And if I can't get the ending, it really just becomes a bit of a wasted effort, in my opinion. So perhaps next time we'll host a tournament where the top 8 has to be recorded, and people can elect in or out of that from the get-go. So if they attend the tournament, they have to be recorded, at least in the top 8. Or I can just stop doing tournament reports whenever this is not the case. I'll have to consider that. But not that out of the way, so people don't get disappointed that we don't have the quarter, semi and finals of this tournament. Let's go into the tournament prizes here. As usual, there's an altered eel, electric eel, made by Jens Ole for the first prize, and also some cards from that, also sponsored by Tier 1 MTG, some of it. The second prize is an invisibility, because the second place is always invisible, as is tradition here and with the Long Island Cup. And here we also have tradition for the last place to get a foil eel as well as a bottom feeder. There's a cup with some that you can pour in your schnapps or alcohol during tournaments, with an eel on top of it. That's also for the first prize. And then we have Martin, the player on Reanimator. He donated these awesome playmats, or the top playmat here. He donated that for highest placed mono black, and I was really surprised by that because it came out of left field. Really nicely done by him. And it also, well, I couldn't withstand that temptation, so I just put Skynet and Composition A aside and just made a mono black 20 minutes before kickoff because I wanted that playmat. So in essence, I'm not coming up with my usual powered brews here. I'm coming into this tournament with a deck that has to be strictly only black cards, and I have a pretty big collection of black beta cards as well, so I thought I could make a pretty deck here. Yeah, it will be like coming into this tournament with a knife into a gunfight, because power is everywhere here and I will be rather slow. But let's go over my new mono black brew then. And here we have it. I've dubbed it the Big Bad Boogie deck, and that's the title of the mono black brew made by Scryer magazine back in '94. That deck was different than this. This is obviously not play tested, but I have played a bunch of mono black back in the day, so why not? So we have it here. There's a lot of play sets. We have the Black Knights, We have the Hypnotic Spectres, do some Djinns, a couple of Singa Vampires, and I have a Beta Royal Assassin. That's a given. It must be in there. In combination with those Icy Manipulators, they'll work wonders. It's really an old school tactic here, tapping creatures down and then slicing them up with that Royal Assassin. Obviously, the 4 Dark Rituals will provide me some much needed tempo here because I don't have any Mox now. I have a single Mox in a Black Lotus, but that's it. And then we have 4 Sinkholes, a couple of Paralyzed main deck because I don't know if I'll face Factories or Black Creatures, and I can't terrorize them. So Paralyze will have to work, but they'll work great with Royal Assassin as well because it taps the creature down, and also great with Icy Manipulators because it'll cost 4 colorless mana to untap it, and if he untaps it, I can just tap it again for 1 mana. Oh, that's pretty cheeky. Obviously, Mind Twist and Demonic Tutor. Then we have 3 Drain Life. I really like Drain Life in this Mono Black brew. The more I play Mono Black, the more I realize that Drain Life are just cool. I don't have 4 because I don't own 4 Beta Drain Life, and also because, well, it is a bit of a mid to late game finisher, but it does provide some much needed life gain as well against burn decks and stuff like that. I didn't think about putting in my new Diamond Valleys. I should have done that and then perhaps borrowed a few Greeds. That would have been awesome, but I didn't think that far. I was just really under time pressure here just to make it work. At the top we see the sideboard. We have 4 Terrors ready to be put in against mid-range decks and aggro decks that are not black or not artifact themed. Then we have a Warp Artifact against all the artifacts out there, because I can't really remove artifacts with black, not that easily anyway, and I don't have a gate to Phyrexia, and I don't even know if I would play that in this brew. Then we have obviously the Glooms against all the white players here, and 3 of those in the sideboard. We have 4 Sushis in the sideboard as well. They will work great against the Abyss and stuff like that, because I can't remove the Abyss that easily. I have a single disc to remove the Abyss and also Moats. But other than that, I don't really think I have them. And obviously, I think the other guy might take out his artifact removal against me, so the Sushis will be better after sideboard. And then we have a single Greed that can be in there against mainly control decks like the deck and stuff like that. It's a nice card, especially with those Drain Life to get some card advantage, but I haven't built my deck around it, so only a single one. Also, I only own a single Greed at the moment, so that's also partly the reason. And I think if I had several, you need to build a deck around it. You need more life gain than this. Anyway, that rounds out the sideboard. In this matchup, the first match here, I'm coming up against Erhnam-Geddon. Actually Bantam-Geddon, because we have blue power in there as well. So straight from the get-go, this is going to be an uphill struggle. But as a mono player, I don't feel Armageddons that much. I even had Dark Rituals to help me, so perhaps it's not that bad. Let's go over Erhnam-Geddon here. Now, Erhnam-Geddon plays right into what I had anticipated for this tournament, and the brew I had brought would be better against it, obviously, because last tournament we had a lot of Mazes of Ith, so it makes sense that this tournament people will bring stuff in that counters Maze of Ith, and Armageddons is one such card. So this is green and white mainly, but with a kind of big splash of blue as well. We have Ancestral Recall, Brain Geyser, Mana Drain, some Power Sinks, and a Time Walk. We also have a bit of black with a Demonic Tutor and Mind Twist, so it's actually 4-colored Erhnam-Geddon here. We have the Erhnam-Djinns, Serra Angels, Land Tax, Disenchants, 3 Armageddons main deck, and even a Dust to Dust just to really crack the other guys Moxen. And we have a single book, just to try and really get the draw engine going here. Library of Alexandria seems fully powered, almost. We have 5 Moxen and a Black Lotus. Only need the Time Twister to make it fully powered, but I'm not even sure that he wants to play with the Time Twister. What is a bit different here is we have 2 main deck Ivory Towers. They work well with land text because you'll just get a huge hand after that. It doesn't have that many basic lands to take, but still enough just to really get the ball rolling here. And it's great against all the burn decks that are in this tournament. These tournaments are usually pretty damn cutthroat, so we'll have a lot of Lion Dead Bolt, a lot of UR counter burn, and Tox will burn and stuff like that. So this brew has been made to counteract that with main deck Ivory Towers. We see his sideboard here. He has those Golgothian Silex probably put in there against all the robot decks out there. And he can make a transformation sideboard into Skies here with 4 Azure Drakes put in and 3 Moats. That is pretty damn brutal. And recall and an icy manipulator. So that in essence, he'll take his Erhnam-Geddons out and all his stuff will fly. They'll have 4 in toughness, so they can't be bolted, and he'll have 3 moat just to keep the opposing ground forces at bay. And he can just fly over that moat and punch the other guy down. I anticipate that's what he's going to do against me, because I can't remove moat, and yeah, it'll just be brutal. So this is the matchup for today. Mono Black coming up against Erhnam-Geddon, or Bantam-Geddon. Let's get ready for the fight. And we have me on Big Bad Blue Boogie on that Sorcerer's Queen play mat, and I'm mulliganing here straight from the get-go. And we have Bantam-Geddon on the left on that Demonic Tutor playmat. We saw in the deck picture that Drowned People, that is the card for the Long Island crew. So we saw that in the deck picture. I forgot to mention that's not in the deck. It's just a mascot, really. I'm feeling kind of inadequate with my small dice here. Look at those. He brought very, very good for a camera. Those huge dice he has there. Anyway, this is round number 1. I'm considering what card to get rid of here, as I have mulliganed, as said, down to 6 cards. Not really good when you don't have that much of a draw engine. Here he comes. He's on the play. Demonic Tutor straight from the get-go here. Oh, by mistake he showed me. He took my Ancestral Recall, but that's hardly surprising. So, slow and steady, just a swamp. We don't have that much power, only a single Mox and a Lotus, so yeah, here we go. Power in the house. Ancestral Recall out of Bantam-Geddon here. Drawing 3 cards, and there's a bird. Now, his tactic will be to get a bunch of non-land mana here, and just cast Armageddon. And obviously that's pretty damn brutal, because I don't have that much non-land mana in this deck. Dark Ritual here though, and an Icy Manipulator, turn 2. So I can ramp as well, at least a bit here. I'm doing that in order to, if he casts Armageddon here, I can cast a land, holding the swamp back, but I need to commit a few lands just to get some drops down. But at least I have an Icy now to protect myself. His game plan here will be to drop a big beater, then cast Armageddon, and try to finish the game, and the Icy will hold that play back for a bit. Choosing to Sinkhole a Tundra here, I don't want a Serra Angel, then tapping down his bird in his upkeep. So he's down to 3 mana sources, so it does provide me tempo as well, but he had another Tundra in hand. I'm trying to keep up with his power here, all his fast mana and card draws, by kind of delaying him with Sinkholes and Ices. Now 4 mana sources, and now attacking with the factory. Obviously I don't even know I'm against Erhnam-Geddon here, but I have a pretty big hunch just from the land types and that mana bird. Okay, so attacking his tapping his bird in his upkeep here. He puts down another bird. Alright. He's decidedly mana fixed here. Putting down another plains. That might be telegraphing that he doesn't play with Armageddons, but we know he does. He plays with 3. So trying to attack again. Perhaps trying to draw a bolt. I don't know. I think it was. Yes, here's the Hypnotic Spectra. But he doesn't want to use the bolt. He has another bolt in hand, it seems. Yep, here we go. Hypnotic Spectre becomes a farmer, a pacifist, and just goes out of the game. Giving me 2 life though. Okay, now his counterpunch here. What does it? Looks like a Serra Angel. 5 mana. No, it's a Brain Geyser. Hot damn, 3 cards. He's ahead a bunch of cards here. I had to mulligan. He's used Ancestral Recall and Brain Geyser for 3. So that's a lot of cards. But we can't really draw anything. So I'm just tapping his island. Oh, I'm doing that in order to perhaps stop a power sink. Yeah, I'm doing that to stop a power sink, perhaps. I don't know. Putting down a Dewsum. He tries to power sink me. I just pay another mana. So, and then he asks, "Oh, that was a misplay," and he actually was fine with just discarding the power sink. But I told him, no, it's just it might be a tournament, but it's still a friendly game. So just take that power sink back. And then he had a Source to Plowshares in hand. So Source to Plowshares to Dewsum and keeps the power sink back. So we know he has a power sink here, and I anticipated that. That's why I tapped the blue mana. Now he plays a Serra Angel. So good stuff, I have that Icy Manipulator for now. But I can't tap his bird down anymore. I need to... what am I doing here? Tapping the Serangel and attacking for 2. Perhaps I'm thinking I have so much life ahead of him, so I'm fine with trading 2 lives for 4 in this situation, perhaps? I'm not sure. I don't have terrors before sideboard. I think I'll put 4 terrors in after sideboard against him here. Now he regrows. Regrows the Ancestral Recall. Hot damn. And plays it immediately. That's another 3 cards for him. So 2 Ancestral Recalls and the Brain Geyser up here against the Mulligan. Now he attacks with the Serangel, putting me down to 23 points of life, and he's at 14. It looks like a Hypnotic Spectre. No, it's an Underworld Dreams. No, I'm taking that back. I'm testing how much mana he has for a power sink. He has a bunch, but we need to get it out of here. So, casting the Underworld Dreams, and he has that power sink in hand. So now he taps me out. I play another land after that, so I can still use the Icy Manipulator. Needed to get that power sink out of the way. And he has used so many draws now, so I anticipate that it's been used. The Underworld Dreams might not be... I mean, it's still good, but he has Disenchant, obviously. He has an Erhnam-Geddon. Okay, so we are now officially overrun. The Icy Manipulator can't keep up with 2 big beaters here. We need something out here. A Erhnam-Geddon would be nice. No, just passing the turn here. Pretty damn lucky he hasn't drawn a Disenchant or a Dust to Dust yet. Oh, he Mind Twists my hand. Oh man. Getting rid of a Swamp and a Sinkhole from me. And I sent back lands in anticipation of Erhnam-Geddon, but I had to get enough swamps down to be able to drain life for 4. So that's what I have. Oh, another Angel. 2 Angels and an Erhnam-Geddon. Tapping the Angel down for good measure. The Erhnam-Geddon comes in for a visit, a big punch here. Oh, but that's a Royal Assassin. Now we have that old schoolyard combination going. It's the first time I've tried that in a serious tournament. It really brings back memories. So Royal Assassin, Icy Manipulator combination here, trying to hold back the tide of huge creatures powered out by Ancestral Recall and Brain Geyser here, and a lot of mana on the other guys. And is an Armageddon. Ooh, another Angel though, going for the kill here. So it goes into attack phase. I'm tapping a Serangel, and then he attacks for 8. Alright. That is a lot of damage, and next time he'll be able to attack for a huge amount. Oh, I'm actually blocking the Erhnam-Geddon with the Factory. I need to survive just to stabilize here. If the Royal Assassin can survive, I might pull through yet. If he doesn't draw a Sword to Plowshare in time, I might be able to just slice up all the attackers and stabilize here. So sacrificing the Factory just to these next few turns are crucial. Okay, keeping the Erhnam-Geddon back, getting down the Erhnam-Geddon as a blocker here against the Erhnam-Geddon. Now I'm not slicing up the Angel yet. I need the Royal Assassin as a defensive measure because he can tap to destroy an attacking creature before it does damage. So if he attacks again, I'll be able to block the Erhnam-Geddon, tap down a Serangel. No, I mean I'll be able to slice up the Erhnam-Geddon and tap down a Serangel. And I don't even have to use that yet. So he attacks with 2 Angels here, keeping the Erhnam-Geddon back. That's fine. At my instep, the Royal Assassin assassinates one of the Angels. I'm down to 6 points of life here. 2 Angels left and an Erhnam-Geddon. Now by doing it like this, the Royal Assassin will keep being untapped here. I think yeah, what to do? I'm still taking damage from the Erhnam-Geddon now. I'm down to 6 points of life. And I remember at this point I was really considering, does he have a Sonic Blast? Because Erhnam-Geddon can often enough play with 2 to 3 of them. So attacking with the Erhnam-Geddon here, he might double block it just to get rid of it, but no. playing a Sinker Vampire here, and he blocked my Dusum-Jin with that little bird. Well, Sinker Vampire was really nice, and I still have a mana untapped. So he attacks, I tap. Or does he attack here? Yeah, he attacks with the Angel and the Erhnam-Geddon. I slice down the Erhnam-Geddon before he comes over, so I didn't need the Dusum-Jin untapped, and then I block his Angel with my Sinker Vampire. Really a classical matchup here with vampires against angels squaring off. Now he gets an Ivory Tower. That's not enough, but now I'm coming down to 5 points of life from that Dusum-Jin. I am next turn I'll be within burn range. Now slicing up the Sarah Angel, tapping his bird, coming in with the Dusum. 9 points of life left. Playing a Sol Ring. That's not really what I need here, but we're against time. So he passes the turn back, going down to 4 points of life. Really anticipating a Sonic Blast at every point in time. Now tapping the Burst of Paradise, coming in with the Dusum, actually keeping the Royal Assassin back. The reason for that is I don't want to have him playing a creature, then time walking, then killing me. So I'm keeping the Royal Assassin back in case there's an Erhnam-Geddon and a time walk in succession here. I don't really need the Royal Assassin to attack because he only gains 1 life from the Ivory Tower, and the Dusum can get in for 5 next turn. That's game round number 1. Big Bad Boogie took this one with a classical combination of Royal Assassin and Icy Manipulator. I think, in all honesty, I should have lost this game. Look at that, all that power he had, almost overrunning me. But yeah, schoolyard tactics here. Really pulled through just in the nick of time. Putting me down to actually 3 points of life after the Dusum-Jin would have pinged me, and then I would come in for lethal. So we're going to sideboard here. I'm anticipating him perhaps changing his deck to Skies here. 3 moats, man. That's going to be bad news. 4 Azure Drakes maybe. And the Erhnam-Geddon's out. The moats will keep my Dusum-Jins in check. I didn't know this, so I'm keeping my Dusum-Jins in, but I'm taking in 4 Terrors, I think. Yeah, and I think I have a Pestilence in my sideboard as well. I'm taking that in because I can use that to destroy all the little mana creatures, like birds. So I think I'm taking that in as well. Can't remember what I'm taking out. Probably Paralyze. Perhaps taking out a few Sinkholes as well. Sinkholes aren't that great when he plays Erhnam-Geddon. He has so much non-land mana, and using a lot of resources to Sinkhole him behind in land drops, and he just Erhnam-Geddons and equalizes. So I think I'll take a few of the Sinkholes out as well. So we're coming in packed with Terrors against all his creatures, and he is mulliganing here down to 6 cards, round number 2, between Erhnam-Geddon and Big Bad Boogie. Let's see if Erhnam-Geddon can equalize the score here. He needs to get rid of a single card, and I think, yeah, he keeps that hand. The reason why I'm standing up and sitting down is because I have to turn on cameras and between rounds. Oh, Library of Alexandria turn 1, but he has to mulligan down to 6 cards. There's always that. And he's on the play, so he can't use it yet. We need a Sinkhole here, or something. He will be within library range pretty soon. Factory. Doesn't seem like I have a Sinkhole. Oh yeah, as said, I might have taken a bunch of those out. It's pretty damn unlucky actually. But there you go. So he draws with the library, gets down an island. Getting down a Sol Ring. Ooh, a Chaos Orb. Alright. That's pretty damn lucky. Now Chaos Orbing the library. Let's see if it hits here. They're pretty damn crucial. I missed one in the last tournament. I missed it. I got it here. Against the deck, I missed a Chaos Orb flip against the library. So it kind of traumatized me. Remember being pretty nervous at this flip, but made it work here. Good stuff. So, oh, getting a Gloom out here. Oh, he'll have none of it. Mana draining it. And a bit of confusion here. Getting rid of the Gloom. Yes, 3 colors mana next turn. I'm just attacking in then. Getting down a library, but I am out of library range and I don't have any draw engine. So it's going to be difficult to get in there. Let's see. 3 mana. Sarah Angel coming out. Real quick here. Now she doesn't tap when she attacks, so she can just attack with impunity, and my factory can't get in. For good measure, I'm just discarding his entire hand. Erhnam-Geddon 2, a Serangel, a Sorcerer Plowshare, and a Disenchant and a Tropical Island. A pretty brutal punch. Black power here. That's all I have. But that angel, she comes over, revenge attacking me here. Alright, what can we make happen? Oh, okay. We have that classical square off again. So, Sink of Empire against the Serra Angel. Oh, it's a terror. Drawing into a terror against the Serra Angel. No counterspell here. Nice for me. Now coming in with the vampire. So, yep. Getting in for 2. And oh, I'm also... Wait. Okay, I'm taking something back here. And again, this is courteous of him, but he allows it. So, okay, playing a Hypnotic Spectre, then activating the factory, then coming in for 6. Yeah, that's a better player. Really needs to put in the pressure here. So I imagine if he has a swords, he'll go for the Sink of Empire immediately, because he doesn't have that many cards in hand. He is a bit mana stylish. You're coming down to 4 here. Now I can take a card. Getting a Mox Jet. Surprised he didn't play that. There's something he wants to keep in hand. Getting down a Mox Ruby. Do we have here recalling? Yeah, okay, probably recalling a Sorcerer Plowshares. Yeah, here we go. Now Sorcerer Plowshare the Sink of Empire. It's fine. So coming over for 4. That's game. Royal Assassin in hand. 2 Jusum Gens and a Dark Ritual. Big Bad Boogie takes the second match here, overrunning him. Okay, I'm really surprised and feeling kind of lucky that I made this work against such a strong deck. But yeah, up 2-0 against in the first round of the tournament, and I have no anticipation of going into the top 8 with this brew. That's not the point here. The point here is I'm playing a mini game. I need to do better than other mono black brews in the tournament, and if I do that, I'll win that playmat. But yay, Schoolyard Tactics made it work here. Royal Assassin, Icy Manipulator, making a comeback into the old school scene, I suppose. But this is all courtesy of Martin, that made by his gracious donation here. Yeah, I think he made a few people switch to mono black. So we really have some really old school matches featuring those particular setups. A quick plug-in here. Tier 1 MTG has been courteous enough to sponsor some of the prizes here. Prices for yeah, I think we have 2,000 kroners to put in ourselves, and then they put in some money as well to as the prize pool. And they also have a huge event coming up in Göteborg in Sweden, pretty close to Copenhagen. I think there's a whole bunch of games and formats here, but a lot of old school as well. I think it's about 4,000 players all in all. So a huge event, really a Grand Prix experience. So if you're in the vicinity or in the area, why don't you check it out? You can find all the information on the card here. Yeah, I think I'll be going as well if I can make it work, and a lot of the eels will, as far as I know. So yeah, we're taking a trip to Sweden next time. I don't know if I'll bring cameras this time, probably not. Maybe I will. I'll give it a good think. But this was the first match anyway. I hope you enjoyed that classical matchup with mono black coming up against Erhnam-Geddon. Next time we'll have one more match featuring the mono black, and then I'll try to test out what matches there are on a few of the other cameras. We have a lot of random matchups all across the tournament here. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.